Hey everybody, my name is Russ. That is Lauren, and lucky you. You have clicked on one of our vinyl videos that we have every Sunday on the channel. This is kind of a more along the lines of a vinyl discussion type video for a couple of reasons. These Walmart pressings have been around for a while now, for 10 years at a guess. Somebody correct me in the comments. It might even be longer than that. And they've been talked to death on YouTube. When they first came out, there was this whole war between even Metallica fans of, oh my God, these are the best pressings I've ever heard. And then other people, how dare you? My version of Injustice for All is the best sounding of all time. And there is no, I will not entertain your argument. And, and then there's the color vinyl people that are like, oh, all color vinyl sounds terrible, or all color, like it's been discussed to death. So we recently picked up a copy of We Sold Our Souls for Rock and Roll, the 2 LP Black Sabbath best of. And we got it from Walmart. And I thought, well, you know what? Even though it's 10 years late, I'll throw our discussion of it out there. One thing that I don't think a lot of people talk about with these Walmart pressings, and I know you're not, full disclosure before we go any further, Lauren's not a big, huge Black Sabbath fan. I don't think you have anything against them, but you're not like super well versed in all their stuff or anything. Like you're the person this is aiming for. A best of Sabbath, I would imagine. Yeah. It's like, these are all of the songs you probably know, but
all I
Sabbath,
need,
right? Yeah. But you have heard other Walmart pressings, because we have, I think we have a Stevie Nicks either live or a best of.
Yeah, it was the best of.
That was a Walmart pressing. We have a couple of Led Zeppelin ones. So you've heard other you at least have that to compare it to. Packaging wise, this is what I was going to say before I interrupted myself. I think they do a great job of just reproducing it. Yes, there's the little hype sticker. Billy Joel, actually, we have one of the Walmart pressings of Billy Joel as well. There's a little hype sticker that's like, hey, this is the Walmart exclusive version, because they're all on different color vinyl. I don't care about different color vinyl. Picture discs are the work of the devil, and they should be stopped at all by all means. But color vinyl, I don't have any problem with. But there's a little sticker. Like, if they had printed that directly on the cover, I would have a whole huge thing to go off about. But it's on the cellophane. It's on a hype sticker. I don't care. But nowhere on the actual packaging of any of these does it say like Walmart exclusive. Like, even on the back in the tiniest of print. I mean, if you like, Innocent Man is one that we have that's a Walmart pressing. That just looks like it, unless you were to pull the record out, that just looks like a regular old copy of Innocent Man. So this is exactly the same. And I was kind of worried when we bought this, because, and I always put up pictures of the packaging, so you'll see everything I'm talking about. We Sold Our Souls for Rock and Roll, the original pressing of it, is a gatefold. But like, from the moment when I was a little kid and I opened it, I was like, why though? I know it's 2 LPs, but you could have just made like a wider one, because the gatefold of it is like, in my opinion, I apologize if somebody has this a tattoo or hanging in their bedroom. It's just a crappy piece of art. Like, it's like that doesn't have to do with anything. It's, the Satanic Panic, where everybody was like, well, we're going to put Satan in the song. Shout at the Devil. Was like, we're going to do that just to get the gatefold is just like a macabre looking woman, like holding a cross, like in a casket that's spread across the gate, to be like evil. Like Black Sabbath is evil. You know what I mean? And again, I don't, if you grew up on that and you opened that gatefold and you thought it was the coolest thing ever, I don't mean to, but I don't think it was worthy of putting a gatefold together. Like, put the lineage of each song. These songs came from Paranoid. These songs came from the first record, or these songs were recorded here. That's how I would have liked to see the gatefold used. Having said that, though, like, the Walmart one is just a reprint of the original. Sure. But I was worried before we even opened it. I was like, oh, I wonder if they even bothered to make this a gatefold. Because if you're going to say it's a reissue of that record, I want it to look like the original, even though I may not love that. They do. It looks exactly like an example in the reverse is the Walmart pressing of Injustice for All by Metallica. People who don't know what they're talking about lost their minds when it came out, and they were like, and it's not even a gatefold. The original pressing of Injustice for All is not a gatefold. So if Walmart had made it a gatefold, that would have been them deviating from the original.
Right. And then a full set of other people would have lost their minds.
Right. Yeah. Which is weird for the internet, but it would have happened. As far as sound goes, now here's the thing where I will tell you in advance, this is going to be very opinion based, which, by the way, all sound is, even though people are like, I'm an expert and I have a degree in audiology. But no, like it's still all personal and subjective. If you ask 10 people what their thoughts are in different Black Sabbath pressings, you are going to get 20 different opinions. Like people be mad talking about Black Sabbath on vinyl. I don't want to say Black Sabbath is lo-fi to my ears. I mean, it's not White Stripes, but it's close. Like,
yeah,
it's a 4-man band where Geezer, by and large, is playing a fuzzy or distorted to some extent bass. So a lot of what he does falls in the mix with Tony, who wrote the book on fuzzy metal guitar, and I love Bill Ward as a drummer, but I've never thought that his drums were recorded like exceptionally well or anything. And even Ozzy, I think over the years, I think many people have captured Ozzy's unique vocal far better. And I understand that the recording techniques were different in 1989 than they were in 1970. So for me, I've never heard Black Sabbath stuff where I go, okay, I have to have all of these pressings, right? That's why a best of is fine for me, especially for the Ozzy era with regard to sound.
Sure.
Okay. Like me personally, I think Paranoid's one of the greatest metal records of all time. And like, you got to own Paranoid. A lot of people say you have to own Volume 4. A lot of people say you have to own Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. When I'm talking about the sound and this as a whole, that's what I'm mostly talking about is like, and now for Sabbath, again, you're not against them, but you're just not a huge fan. Most of what you've ever heard is probably in commercials. Like the more life goes on, the more everything is licensed for everything.
Yeah.
Or in Guitar Hero and stuff. So I would have to assume, well, you tell me what do you feel about what you heard on these records against other sources you've ever heard these same songs?
I mean, I guess the best way for me to say this was this. I probably appreciated it more this way because I have to pay attention versus just hearing it like like you said, in the background of a commercial or like trying to make sure I'm pushing the right buttons, like in a Guitar Hero type situation, right? Like I get to pay attention a bit more, and then you kind of you hear more of exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I just feel like it. I'm in a weird place with best ofs because I love actively listening to music. As you know, one of my favorite phrases in English is, "Oh, hold on, listen to this part." But then with a hits package, you also end up putting those on a lot of times just as a background thing, But I think when I have actively listened to this, it sounds fantastic. As far as price goes, we picked it up for $35. I think that's more than fair. How I tie that into value with something like this is that if you go into 10 different record stores today, you're probably going to see 30 used copies of this album. So for me, the value in something like this comes with how much footwork do you want to put into finding a quiet copy.
Yeah,
like if you're going to see 20 copies of We Sold Our Soul today, how many of those do you want to pull out and look over with a fine tooth comb? And then you might it might look clean and great, and you get it home and it's still super staticky. And how much does that matter to you with a lo-fi recording? For me, as evidenced by the fact that we bought this, I was like, oh, $35 sold American. You know what I mean? Like just give me that. And that way I don't have to go to a record store and go, oh, I want those Sabbath cuts, but I don't know what kind of shape that's in. Like $35 done like that. Yeah. So for me, the value is there just to grab this version and be done with it. So, and it also depends too, if you're a person who there's nothing unreleased on here. So if you already have preferred Black Sabbath stuff, you probably don't care to have this gathered in one spot. I think, again, I think the album Paranoid is a masterwork. The songs that are on here from Paranoid, I would rather just listen to the Paranoid album. You know what I mean? So for you, the value might not even be there for this in its existence, let alone the Walmart version.
That's totally fair.
Yeah. So, but those are our thoughts on this Walmart pressing of Black Sabbath. We Sold Our Soul for rock and roll. I like it a lot for a lot of different reasons. Lauren is indifferent to Black Sabbath as a whole, but still found things to like about this.
For sure.
And again, I mean to clarify, you don't dislike them at all. They're just there. Yeah. Never, if one of us in this household is ever going to go, hey, let's put on some Black Sabbath, it is not going to be her. Like, that's what I mean. Like, but she's also never going to be like, you know. So we have several videos on the channel every week. If you're enjoying what we're doing here, please drop a like on the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that, because, you know, we have 3 videos every week. And if you like this one, I guarantee you're going to like more of what we are doing. If you have thoughts on this, even though this, I understand this subtopic has been beat to death, but if you have something you want to share here that you haven't shared elsewhere, by all means, drop a comment and let me know what you think, and we'll be happy to discuss that with you. And as we always say, thank you so much for watching.